me ask you something, and I need you to answer honestly, because nobody else is listening right now. Have you ever been lying next to someone you genuinely love? Someone who checks every box: kind, funny, loyal, beautiful inside and out, and thought to yourself, why don't we want the same things in the bedroom? Maybe they want it every day, and you're good with twice a week. Maybe you want to try new things, and they want the same old routine every single time. Maybe they're done in 15 minutes, and you're just getting started. Or maybe, and this is the one nobody talks about, they do something so unexpected, so outside of what you thought you signed up for, that you don't even know how to process it. All right. Welcome to Behavior 360. I'm Dr. Philip Montgomery, and today we're going somewhere most relationship podcasts are too scared to go. We're talking about sexual incompatibility, what it looks like, what it does to a relationship, and the real question everyone is afraid to ask out loud: is it a deal breaker? Stay with me, because this one might save your relationship or stop you from staying in the wrong one. Okay, let's define the problem. Let's get something straight from the jump. Sexual incompatibility is not a character flaw. It is not a sign that something is wrong with you or your partner. It is a mismatch. Two people, each perfectly wired in their own way, but wired differently from each other. And that mismatch shows up in four major ways. First, frequency. One of you wants intimacy 3, 4, 5 times a week, but the other is completely satisfied with once or twice a month. Neither of you is abnormal, but together, one person is always feeling rejected. The other always feels pressure. That is a recipe for resentment, served slowly over years. Second, stamina and energy. One partner is ready to go. The other is managing a full life: work, kids, stress, exhaustion. When this becomes a pattern, the high drive partner starts to feel like a burden. The lower drive partner starts to feel like they can never measure up. In this case, nobody seems to win. Third, adventurousness. One of you is curious, explorative, wants to grow and try new things. The other finds safety and intimacy in familiarity. There's nothing wrong with that. But when the adventurous partner keeps meeting a wall, they start to feel unseen, and the other partner starts to feel judged for who they are. Both of them are right. Both of them are hurting. Now, fourth, spontaneity and the unexpected. Some people are lit up by surprise. Others need safety, rhythm, predictability to feel fully present. When one partner does something completely unexpected, something outside of the established norm of the relationship, it can feel thrilling to them and deeply unsettling to the other. That gap, if it is never addressed, becomes a wall. And walls become silence, and silence becomes distance. Now, for the silence problem, now here's where I need to call out the elephant in every room. Most couples, most of them, never have this conversation before they commit. We talk about money, we talk about kids, we talk about where we want to live, but sexual compatibility, we treat that like it's supposed to just work itself out, like love is enough to bridge any gap. It is not. I'm going to say that again because I need to land it. Love is not enough. Love is the foundation, but you cannot build a house on a foundation alone. You need walls, a roof, and one of those walls is sexual alignment, or at the very minimum, sexual honesty. The reason we avoid this conversation is fear of judgment. Fear if that we say what we actually want, our partner will think differently about us, or worse, that we will find out we are fundamentally incompatible and have to walk away from someone we love. So we stay silent, we perform, we settle, and then one day, years in, it all explodes and everyone acts surprised. So, what do? Now, you're with someone genuinely great, but this area, the fit is off. What do you do? Well, step one, you have the conversation, a real one, not an accusation, not a complaint, a curiosity conversation. I want to understand you better. Can we talk about what intimacy means to each of us? Start there. Not with what you want, with what you both need to feel connected and safe. Step two, find the overlap. Every couple has some. Even a high drive and low drive person can build a rhythm that respects both of them if they're willing to stop keeping score and start being partners. Step three, consider working with a professional, a sex therapist, a couples therapist, someone trained in this specific work. There's no shame in that. The shame would be suffering in silence for years when the right conversation with the right person could have changed everything. And step four, and this one takes the most courage. You have to be honest about whether this is truly workable. Not every gap can be bridged. Some gaps are simply too wide. And staying in a relationship where both people are chronically unfulfilled is not love. It is a slow erosion of two people's self worth. Now, is this a deal breaker? I get this question constantly. Is sexual incompatibility a deal breaker? And my answer is always the same. It depends on you. It depends on how central intimacy is to how you experience love. It depends on whether both people are genuinely willing to grow toward each other. And it depends on the mismatch and what it is about. It depends on preference, or it could depend on core values. A preference gap can be negotiated. A values gap is a different animal entirely. If one person believes that this space should be quiet, reserved, and private, and the other sees it as the one place in their life where they are completely free, that is not just a difference in frequency or style, that is a difference in who they fundamentally are. And no amount of love will change who someone is fundamentally. Here is what I will say without qualification: you deserve a relationship where you don't have to beg for what you need, and your partner deserves exactly the same. If you cannot get there together, that is not a failure, that is clarity. And clarity, even when it hurts, is a gift. Here is what I want you to do. I want you to have a conversation. Have the conversation you have been avoiding, not the fight, the conversation. Sit with your partner, put the phone down, and say, I want us to be honest with each other about what we need to feel truly connected. That's it. Start there. Everything else follows this honesty. Because at the end of the day, Behavior 360 is about one thing: knowing yourself well enough to build something real. Not perfect, real. A relationship where both people are fully seen in every room of the house. I'm Dr. Philip Montgomery. This is Behavior 360. If this episode hit home, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Drop a comment, start the conversation in your community, and I'll see you next time. Because the work is never done, but neither are you. Please like, follow, subscribe. Until next time.